magnificent snots. The dwarf queen Brynhild had taken advantage of the inebriated evil's victory celebration to attack the Council of Little Snots. Talia and the partying evil had thrown an epic victory blowout at the end of the main game. But that night of revelry was followed by a rude awakening. Brynhild, trouble-making dwarf queen from the main game, had taken advantage of the general distraction to kidnap the Council of Little Snots. Seeing as how they might still be needed for Dungeons 5, an overtired and hungover Talia set out to rescue the little creatures.
Did you miss me? Finally, a dwarven DLC for Dungeons! About time. First thing we'll be needing to do is get those rogue little snots out of here. And then...
Brynhild and the hero playing... Wait a minute. Something's wrong here. Playable heroes? What a load of malarkey.
Oh, but I just thought...
Yes, and that's where the problems start, when you try to think. You're kidnapping these little snots because you're the antagonist.
Oi! That's just mean. Everything's better with dwarves. Doesn't it matter? Grab those rogue jokers and we're off!
While Talia and the intoxicated evil were still dealing with the aftermath of their victory celebration, Brynhild had seized the chance to kidnap the Council of Little Snots. But Talia, hey, wake up!
What? What is it? Did Dungeons 4 win some sort of prize? Why are you bothering me?
Dwarves have kidnapped the Council of Little Snots, and you have to stop them.
Council of Little Snots? When we weren't even sure if they were on our side? But whatever. Never was a details go. Onward, creatures! Shake off those hangovers and into battle! Make short work of those dwarves. Short work, get it? 'Cause dwarves are so short?
you have unearthed a new area in the dungeon.
Get rid of them, lads! Show them what a hook is! No, literally, ye gents! Time for the ace up my sleeve. The good, the bad, and the shorties. I mean dwarves. Right, lads! Smash the dungeon!
Suddenly, some dwarves sporting spurred boots appeared. Oh, these additional campaigns always offer weird new stuff.
Spurs or no spurs, we'll crush them. Saddle up, gringos. Put on your black cowboy hats and show those dwarves what a real villain can do. Blast, shoot, assassinate, destroy.
Full of giant scorpions has been discovered in your dungeon. It's payday. Dune-loving evil had sent its creatures into a sandstorm. They could see about as far as the tip of their unstretched fingers. A gold vein has been mined out. Playing with lava evil had built a hydro-lavanon. This could fire hot bubbling lava at enemies, even over walls.
Howdy, partner. Nice to meet y'all. My name is Bruni the Kid, a totally respectable merchant by profession. Feel that totally nasty sandstorm? I could help you out there.
You really remind me of this crazy dwarf queen who's tried to kill me a few times.
Oh, that's my twin sister. I'm more the shady trader type, but my sister passed by here earlier on her train headed west into the Valley of Death. Nasty area. But with my Fred Wharf pack, your creatures won't mind the sandstorms at all. Just give me a few of these gobblers and it's a done deal.
Your little snots have completely mined out a gold vein. It's payday. A gold vein has been mined out.
Ooh, nice here. What's this say? Valley of Death. Nice name. You could open a vacation resort here or... Ooh, wait. What are those things?
The Valley of Death was home to giant scorpions. Once kept as pets, they came into contact with radioactive slime. A rat wanted to train them in ninjutsu, but they simply ate her.
Nice history lesson, but now it's time for the ninja scorpions. I mean, giant scorpions to die.
The sandstorm seems to be weakening. The scorpion-detesting evil's creatures had destroyed a giant scorpion nest. Tonight, there would be delicious scorpion meat, followed by a massive stomachache.
But it's worth it. Ooh, yum. I'm already getting stomach cramps.
Talia had crossed the desert of the Valley of Death, fortunately in less than 40 days. At the end of the valley, she spotted an old mine shaft, offering access to the underground. A few dwarves were standing guard for it.
Ha! Dwarves. I'll get rid of those half-pints. By which I, of course, mean I'll get my creatures to do it. Forward, ram those weapons into the dirt. Ready your blades and sharpen your dwarves. Ha 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 ha!
Ding dong, it's payday.
Howdy, partner. How y'all doing? I see y'all are throwing a rodeo with them there giant scorpions. Hey, I got a couple of cool new traps and stuff. If you were to send me a few resources, I reckon we could do business.
Talia and the shopaholic evil began. So I still can't get over the fact that just to save money, the Dwarf Queen now suddenly has a twin sister. Enemies have entered the dungeon. It's payday. A new area has been unearthed in the dungeon. Your creatures have discovered a room full of giant scorpions.
Sorry there, partner, but I can't wait forever. Sad to say, reckon I'll be better off trading with my sister. Adios, muchacho.
Obviously, Brynhild benefited greatly from trading with her twin sister and could easily train a few dwarves who immediately set out for the dungeon. A new area has been unearthed in the dungeon.
Take that!
Had conquered the hidden mineshaft and now had access to another part of the overworld.
Wonderful! We'll catch up to that dwarf queen in no time. Forwards, creatures! Get those dwarves, shave off their beards, and rub their faces with chili sauce so it really burns.
Oi! You won't catch me that easily. After all, this is a mini campaign and not just a little mission. Off you go, lads, get to it!
As the creatures crossed an invisible line in the desert, a train suddenly roared past, headed towards the dwarves' city.
Time, lads! Let's show them that the first trick of great paid off! Forwards! Turn that dungeon into a huge parking lot.
A huge crowd of dwarves made their way towards the dungeon. Just as Talia was about to say something stupid, the shady trader made her entrance.
Howdy, partner. I see you got yourself doing down the properly. Maybe my trusty dynamite slingshot might help. That is, if y'all could send me a few things in trade.
The merciless evil had destroyed a strange dwarven city. Yet there was no sign of Brynhild.
Oi, so today's the day. We're gonna chop you down like freshly mown hay.
That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. And I spent my childhood with an idiotic good elf brother who never stopped babbling nonsense. Oh, just you wait. We'll get you. Onwards, creatures. Get your sprint on. Ugh.
Talia and the desert-wandering evil had reached the end. But beyond this desert lay much more desert. It seemed never-ending, as if a whole new world, packed into 4 more maps, awaited them here.
Funny, I thought we'd conquered everything back in Dungeons 3. But this corner of the world is completely unfamiliar. This western setting. Are we going weird west now? But I'll save the details for later. As in never. Time to wring that dwarf queen's neck once and for all. Forward into the desert with you creatures. Oh, and build me a palanquin, damn it.
And save the Council of Little Snots, of course. You forgot that.
Who? Oh, yeah, them, right. It's coming back to me now. That's why I set out in the first place. Forward, creatures, off into the desert and free the robed guys if you see them along the way.
Little Snots Unchained. Talia and the wild evil pursued the dwarf queen Brynhild further into the prairie, to free the Council of Little Snots.
Give your orders. I will destroy this land. Give your orders. Evil will. I am the everything I will do. Everything good must die.
Talia and the Wild Evil's army had pursued the Dwarf Queen Brynhild to distant, unfamiliar lands. The area seemed completely unfamiliar, as if someone had simply pasted it onto the map. A vast stretch of prairie crisscrossed by rails and infested with giant scorpions. But Talia and the DLC buying evil could not lose sight of the actual objective. The heroic Dwarf Queen Brynhild had abducted the Council of Little Snots to these lands, a crime that could not go unpunished. But Brynhild had a number of previously unknown allies here. They wouldn't make things easy for Talia and the Absolute Evil. Talia gripped her magic wand tighter, while the Absolute Evil took a firm grip on its input device. One thing was clear. The Dwarf Queen would have her last high noon in these lands. The Wild West. Endless prairie and remote areas. Funny rolling bushes, enchanting canyons, and little snots in cages. A true paradise for all who...
Come on, how boring. Wait, what did you just say? What's that over there? Little snots in cages? Who'd do a thing like that? The nerve! Only I'm allowed to do that.
I can see that you've got the attention span of a fly again. Okay, I'll reread the paragraph to you in more detail. Talia had pursued the Dwarf Queen into the west to free the Council of Little Snots. In a remote valley, she found the council members crammed into cages, an unworthy circumstance that had to be changed.
Oh, okay, I can do that. Okay, creatures, time for a jailbreak. Ready those crowbars and hit the cage bars until they're broken.
Even by your standards, that's... But tell me, don't you think this is a bit too easy? Just smells like an ambush.
Ambush? In the Wild West? That's just absurd. Okay, creatures, advance whistling merrily and paying no attention to your surroundings.
With these famous words, Talia and the possible ambush-ignoring Evil's army stormed off to free the Council of Little Snots. Manivores have been discovered in your dungeon.
I made a deal with Netflix, or whatever it's called. They offer me lots of gold for a bit of action and running a few trains through the area. I just needed a few more villains. That's where you come in.
Let me just chime in here. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. And I've been here for several installments of the series.
I couldn't care less. They have tons of money and no idea. I'm more than happy to put their money in my pockets. Especially when I can kick a certain pointy ear in the ass in the process.
Day. Manivores have appeared in your dungeon. A room full of giant scorpions has been breached. Manivores have appeared in your dungeon. You have unearthed a new area in the dungeon. One of your little snots dug into a lava lump.
Oi! My gold miners are a real enrichment, by which I mean they're enriching themselves in the dungeon. Go on, lads! Steal everything that isn't nailed down!
A new area of the dungeon has been discovered. Your enemies are in the dungeon. Sad council members slowly withered away in their cages.
Howdy, partner. I see you're still fighting with my twin sister. I still got that dynamite slingshot available. For a few resources, I'd be happy to help you out. Oi! Why are you helping that damn dark elf? Where's your honor as a dwarf? Well, I remember that you had me banned, sis.
It seemed that Talia wasn't the only one with a complicated family history. Unusually complex for this series, I would like to note. But they probably just wanted to save themselves another speaker. The cheapskates. A new...
Oi, Talia! I've a wee surprise for ye! My goat miners dug their way from the Klondike to your dungeon. Amazing, eh? Come to your bitch. Time to get your ears trimmed. At the neck, or wherever.
Talia looked surprised when the dwarves suddenly broke through the dungeon walls. Hopefully she and the duped evil were prepared for something like this.
Are dying faster than I can count. 1, 2. Ooh, many.
enemies have entered the dungeon. They rumbled and thumped, and with a snap and lots of kaboom, boing, kawoosh, and bada-boom, the dwarves' Arkenstone exploded.
Ha! Good one. The special effects were worth the expense. Well, Brynhild, your little dwarven kingdom seems to have gone up in flames. Oh, I'm so sorry. Ooh, and that gives me a whole new gateway to the overworld.
Great! Oi! I'll make you pay for this, you daft elf wench! Tar and feathers at the least!
A few manivores have appeared in your dungeon. Your little snots have roused some lava lumps. A few manivores have appeared in your dungeon. Manivores have been discovered in your dungeon.
Hi, Pointy! Got another little surprise for you here. My gold miners now hop directly into your dungeon through a golden portal somewhere. Fun, innit?
Is that one of those ambush things? Disgusting. That's mean. That's evil. That's something I would do.
Payday! Creatures are collecting their pay.
Take that, you worm!
The loser evil had failed to send goods to Brinny the Kid. Her sister, Brynhild, seized the chance to attack the dungeon.
Enemies have entered the dungeon.
Dwarves are dying faster than I can count. 1, 2, oh, many.
A gold vein is almost exhausted.
There are enemies in your dungeon.
A number of nuns from the Order of Holy Rollers and the Broker's Hell were canvassing the area in search of donations. If the miserly evil had its way, that begging would soon come to an unpleasant end. Talia and the kidnapping victim liberating evil had already freed some council members.
Hey, Brunhild, see us freeing another little snot? Oh, by the way, those dwarves who tried to stop us are over there.
Oi! Right, time to throw a little more gold on the fire and put you on the hot spot, Pointy. Forward, lads! Don't let them get you down!
Payday. Thanks to Talia and the train-breaking evil, Brynhild's train went up in flames. The council members fled to safety.
Oi! What are you doing? You pointy-eared bitch! I need that for my third-rate Netflix series!
Oh, I guess your series was cancelled after just one season, huh? I'm so sorry. Okay, not really.
The imprisoned council members prepared to jump into the dungeon via a golden portal. More than half of the council members had now been freed. Talia and the unstoppable evil continued unabated.
Oi! I'll soon put an end to that. Then it's the end of the line for evil, and we rename the series Dwarves!
Dwarves. A dwarven fortress. A dwarf fortress, so to speak. Who cares about that? It sounds totally boring.
Enemies are in the dungeon.
One of your creatures is furious and is on strike.
Oi! Guess what, pointy ears? The people at Netflix love my series. I want a second season! They can't get enough of my good dwarves looking up those little bad guys.
This is so absurd, I can't even put it into words, but maybe I could send you my agent's number?
Ah, stupid Nixflix, stupid series. I'll send them to the siding, and then it's the end of the line.
Manivores have appeared in your dungeon. A shipment of Boy Scout cookies rumbled down the main road. That sounded a lot like some easily earned sweet, sweet evilness. Manivores have been discovered in your dungeon. Your little snots have completely mined out a gold vein.
It's payday.
Man of wars have appeared in your dungeon. You have discovered a number of lava lumps.
Hi, partner. I can lend you my dynamite slingshot and try for some good.
The second season, train of Brynhildt's Nix Flicks drama went up in flames, just like my career dreams.
Wait, do you always have to interfere? Just wait. With all that Netflix gold, I'll raise an army that'll stomp you into the ground!
Gold miner dwarves waited in front of the golden portal for direct access to the dungeon.
One of your creatures is furious and is on strike.
Oi! Surprise, surprise, pointy ears! Netflix is on board for season 3 of Dwarves Who Stare at Trains! They paid me so much gold that they doubled their subscription costs! Ha 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 ha!
I can hardly put into words what I think of that. I have a classical education. Kermit Lear, Hamlet, Faust. I played them all on stage in Willow River, even if it was mostly just my mother in the audience, but still.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. We all know about your little rants. You're much too fine for this sort of thing, but it pays the bills. Blah, blah, blah.
You'll pay for that. Talia and the stunned evil hadn't noticed that the latest dwarf train was unbelievably well protected and armored. It would surely be impossible for an illiterate bumpkin like Talia to destroy it.
Oi, thanks! You, narrator guy, could be pretty helpful. I'm sure I still have a job open at Railway Dwarf Pyre.
Swimming with dolphins for the starving Relief Society was moving a donation to a safe place. Unfortunately, they had not counted on the merciless evil's nearby dungeon. Some gold miner dwarves were looking forward to visiting the dungeon via the golden portal. Enemies have entered the dungeon. Your little snots have completely mined out a gold mine. Gold miner dwarves waited in front of the golden portal for direct access to the dungeon. payday. Creatures are collecting their pay.
Thanks, Muchacha. These will be right useful. More than happy to lend you the dynamite slingshot. Oi! You pay for that, you filthy traitor!
Oh, these dwarves are dying faster than I can count. 1, 2, oh, many.
A Chow Dash Eats delivery service whizzed across the map. Intercepting this would generate both evilness and some very hungry heroes. Some gold miner dwarves were looking forward to visiting the dungeon via the golden portal. Talia and the superior evil had also destroyed Brynhildt's third train.
Oi! What a load of crap! Good thing Nick's Fix paid me in advance. And now I've run out of those little rogue creatures too. The nerve! Well then, it's time for me to pull out. See you next time, pointy ears. Now I have to figure out what I'm gonna do with all this gold.
It's payday.
Talia had done it. The Council of Little Snots was freed.
What? Oh, yeah, that. Yeah, it's nice that we freed someone, but that stupid boss dwarf got away.
That's the series norm, isn't it? I mean, how else would they fill all these missions?
Yes, I know. These developers just aren't really up to it. Whatever. Then we'll ride off into the sunset and destroy a bit more of the Wild West. That's nice too, in a way.
A fistful of gold. The Dwarf Queen had retreated to the underground fortress of Morio and planned how to invest her loot. Talia and the Dwarf Fortress storming evil planned to capture the Dwarf Fortress. The Council of Little Snots was freed. Out of gratitude, these hard-working creatures assisted Talia and the animating evil in their fight against Brynhild. They had entrenched themselves in the dwarf fortress of Morio. In order to gain entry there, the Council of Little Snots built their own train.
Excellent! My own train! That's something I never actually wanted. Sounds like model railroad stuff. But hey, if it helps us grab that damn dwarf queen by a beard, it's worth it.
But a train isn't built out of thin air. The Council of Little Snots would need an exorbitant amount of resources, a task that Talia and the resource-gathering evil would have to take on. Luckily, there were plenty of dwarf trains steaming across the overworld, chock full of great things that make life better. These just needed to be plundered.
Okay. I'm in. Trains by themselves sound as boring as it gets, but robbing trains, ooh, that makes my evil dark elf heart laugh. Forward, creatures! Plan the ambush, prepare the tree trunks, and then just do it.
Oi! Hands off my trains! I bought those with that Netflix gold. And not only that, I also put a bounty on your head. Whoever brings me your disgusting mug will earn a pretty penny.
This was an unfortunate development for Talia. Greedy bounty hunters were a truly evil breed, comparable to bailiffs or tax collectors.
As if a few bounty hunters could scare me. Forward, creatures! Dig up evil deeds, plan guard rooms, and set traps!
have been discovered in your dungeon. You have unearthed a new area in the dungeon. A new area has been unearthed in the dungeon.
It's payday.
Novice bounty hunters made their way into the dungeon to earn the gold for Talion's hand.
Boy, that's it! Bring me that stupid dark elf brat's head! And don't forget that I crossed out a line in Dead or Alive 15 times!
You have unearthed a new area in the dungeon. Manivores have been discovered in your dungeon.
There are enemies in your dungeon.
heap of gold. Luckily, I'm swimming in it, thanks to those doofuses at Lex.
Talia had managed to get the bounty on her head increased. This would attract even stronger and more powerful bandits.
No problem. They can test their teeth on me. But I'll just hide in the dungeon behind deadly traps and creatures armed to the teeth. Forward! After me into the overworld! Oh, wait a minute.
It's payday.
Man-of-wars have appeared in your dungeon. A new area of the dungeon has been discovered. Some bounty hunters had joined forces to collect the bounty for Talia.
How pathetic. They're gonna fail miserably, that's for sure. Creatures, smash them, beat them, make paper aeroplanes from their wanted posters.
one of your little snots dug into a lava lump. Your creatures have discovered a room full of giant scorpions. Manivores have been discovered in your dungeon.
Enemies have entered the dungeon.
The bounty on Talia had been increased.
It's payday.
Manivores have appeared in your dungeon.
A creature has become livid with rage.
Enemies are in the dungeon.
One of your creatures has become livid with rage.
A gold vein is almost exhausted.
One of your creatures has become livid with rage.
Payday.
There are enemies in your dungeon.
Talia had perpetrated so many crimes that the bounty on her head was increased. Talia once again faced a few bounty hunters. A gold vein has been mined out.
One of your creatures has become livid with rage. One of your creatures is furious and is on strike.
Your creatures have discovered a room full of giant scorpions. Your enemies are in the dungeon. Ding dong, it's payday. One of your rooms is being destroyed. The bounty on Talia had been increased.
There are enemies in your dungeon.
A couple of bounty hunters wanted to collect the reward for Talia.
Payday. Enemies have entered the dungeon.
They'll get ye, you damn pointy ear. Just need to increase the bounty a little.
The exploring evil's armies had discovered a few cages. These actually included a few desperados. Why was unclear.
Howdy, partner. Them are my boys, who might have had minor conflicts with the law. I'd be mighty thankful if you could free 'em. add a little extra to the bounty.
Your gold vein is nearly exhausted.
Sure showed him.
Tanya had perpetrated so many crimes that the bounty on her head was increased. Some bounty hunters set off to collect the reward for Talia.
There are enemies in your dungeon. It's payday. Enemies have entered the dungeon.
They'll get ye, you damn pointy ear. Just need to increase the bounty a little.
One of your creatures is furious and is on strike. Had perpetrated so many crimes that the bounty on her head was increased. Enemies have entered the dungeon.
day?
Talia once again faced a few bounty hunters. The bounty on Talia had been increased.
A little extra to the bounty.
payday. A couple of bounty hunters wanted to collect the reward for Talia.
Enemies have entered the dungeon.
In the region, and I'll need some fools to bring freedom to this poor region. You get me some resources, I could help you with your trying too. Oi, you again! I hate it when you stick your loathsome mug into my business. You're so ugly. I can't even find the words.
So, not to interfere in your little family quarrel, but you're twins and look exactly the same.
Oi! Stay out of this! Stupid narrator! Damn dark elf! I'll rip that puny pseudo-dwarf's eyeballs out and play ping-pong with him! Only if I don't beat down to it! They'll get ye, a damned pointy ear! Just need to increase the bounty a little! Hey, partner! Thanks for the delivery. That'll definitely let me seize that oil. I mean, export freedom. Here's a few things y'all can use for your trying.
Payday. Bounty hunters were on their way to bag the reward for Talia. Enemies are in the dungeon. The bounty on Talia was again increased. Area of the dungeon has been discovered. Ding dong, it's payday. Some bounty hunters set off to collect the reward for Talia. Talia and the resource-gathering evil had delivered the items needed by the Council of Little Snots. They were satisfied with the current progress.
What do you mean, current progress? I thought that was that. And we could finally storm that dwarf fortress.
Unfortunately, it wasn't quite that easy. Only part of the train had been built so far. The Council of Snotlings needed more resources to pimp the train with gaudy lights and useless spoilers.
But if the spoilers are useless, why do we need... Oh, okay, whatever. I won't even question the stupidity here. Forward, creatures. Collect more resources.
Enemies are in the dungeon. You have unearthed a new area in the dungeon.
Ding dong, it's payday. A few manivores have appeared in your dungeon. The bounty on Talia's head was big enough to attract a few heroes. The train was finished. It glowed like crazy and... wait a minute, something's wrong.
Hey, what was that loud bang? And where, pray tell, is the train?
The Council of Little Snot's train had exploded. Obviously, nitroglycerine was not a suitable light source, but the cute creatures were undeterred and ready to rebuild the train if Talia and the daft-looking evil once again provided them the resources.
What? Who came up with this stupid idea? I remember this daft elf who suggested that... Oh, never mind. These things happen. I think we shouldn't worry about it too much and just sort it out quickly.
As if all that weren't sad enough, the explosion had awakened some giant scorpions in the underground, which now became active. Talia and the confused evil had destroyed the cages and freed the bandits inside.
Howdy, and well, thank ye there, partner. Here, got a couple of things that you might like. My boy is a founder.
Talia had perpetrated so many crimes that the bounty on her head was increased. More cages full of the Dwarf Queen's sister's bandits were discovered.
Enemies have entered the dungeon. It's payday.
Your little snots have completely mined out a gold vein. Some famous bounty hunters set out to collect the gold for Talia.
Oi! Oi! I'll just add a little extra to the bounty.
Enemies are in the dungeon. The bounty on Talia was again increased. Payday.
Enemies have entered the dungeon.
The bounty on Talia was so astronomically high that it attracted the best bounty hunters. A nest full of giant scorpions has been discovered in your dungeon. Your gold vein is nearly exhausted. A gold vein has been mined out. You have unearthed a new area in the dungeon. Enemies are in the dungeon. Talia had perpetrated so many crimes that the bounty on her head was increased. The train was finished. It glowed like crazy and...
I'm warning you, if those council snotheads have installed sticks of dynamite, I'm gonna freak!
Just kidding. The train was now really finished. Nothing stood in the way of a trip to Morio, except for the trip there, of course. The good, the bad, and two choo-choos. Talia and the train empire building evil were ready to leave for the dwarven city of